Real cases, real crimes. Some vanish without a trace. Others leave behind more questions than answers. When the trail goes cold and the truth hides in the shadows. This is Mysteries Unsolved. What happened to Malaysia Airlines Flight 370? On March 8, 2014, Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 vanished from radar during a routine flight from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing. The Boeing 777 was carrying 239 people, 227 passengers and 12 crew members from 14 countries. Despite a massive international search effort, the main wreckage has never been found, and the disappearance remains one of aviation's greatest mysteries. Captain Zaharie Ahmad Shah, 53, and First Officer Fariq Abdul Hamid, 27, were at the controls. Shah was a seasoned pilot with over 18,000 flight hours, while Hamid was gaining experience. The last voice communication came at 1:19 a.m. local time. "Good night, Malaysian 370. Moments later, the plane's transponder was turned off, and it disappeared from civilian radar. Military radar tracked the aircraft turning sharply west, back over the Malay Peninsula, then northwest over the Strait of Malacca. By 2:22 a.m., military radar lost contact. However, Inmarsat's satellite data showed the plane continued flying for hours, sending automated hourly pings until 8:19 a.m. These signals helped determine that Flight 370 likely ended its journey in the remote southern Indian Ocean. Initially, search efforts focused on the South China Sea, but on March 15th, the Malaysian Prime Minister announced the aircraft had been deliberately diverted. A week later, it was declared lost in the southern Indian Ocean, and all on board were presumed dead. In July 2015, a flaperon from a Boeing 777 washed ashore on Réunion Island and was confirmed to be from Flight 370. Additional debris was found in the following years along African coastlines. Analysis of this debris indicated a high-energy impact, suggesting the plane was not under controlled flight at the time. One of the most scrutinized aspects was Captain Shah's personal life. In 2016, it was revealed he had simulated a flight on his home computer, closely matching the suspected route of Flight 370 into the southern Indian Ocean. This revelation fueled the most prominent theory, a pilot-led murder-suicide. Supporters of this theory cite the manual disabling of communications, deliberate course changes, and Shah's flight simulator data. Critics, however, note that no clear motive has been found, and official reports stated there were no significant behavioral changes in the pilots. Another theory involves hijacking or terrorism. 2 Iranian passengers were traveling on stolen passports, raising early suspicions. However, they were later found to be asylum seekers and cleared of involvement. No terrorist group claimed responsibility, and no demands were made. Mechanical failure or fire has also been proposed. Some experts suggest a sudden incapacitation of the crew due to smoke or hypoxia, with the plane flying on autopilot until fuel exhaustion. Yet, the sharp course deviations are hard to explain under this scenario. A military shoot-down theory also exists, suggesting Flight 370 was accidentally or deliberately destroyed by a nation's defense system. However, no evidence, such as missile fragments, has been found, and no military has admitted to such an act. In 2017, the initial underwater search, covering 120,000 square kilometers, was suspended after failing to locate the wreckage. A subsequent private search by Ocean Infinity in 2018 also ended unsuccessfully. That same year, Malaysia released its final investigation report, concluding that the flight's deviation was likely due to manual inputs, but could not determine why. Public reaction was a mix of grief, anger, and relentless pursuit of answers. Families formed advocacy groups, pushing for transparency and renewed search efforts. The case led to major discussions on improving global aircraft tracking. On January 29, 2015, Malaysia declared Flight 370 an accident, allowing compensation claims to proceed. Families filed lawsuits against Malaysia Airlines and the government, some of which have been settled out of court. Despite these efforts, many questions remain. Why were the communication systems shut down? Who was in control after the course change? Why has the main wreckage never been found? What exactly caused the flight to end in the Indian Ocean? The search for Flight 370 has been the most expensive in aviation history. Though suspended, independent researchers continue analyzing new technologies and data, including weak signal propagation reporter, WSPR information. Malaysia has stated it remains open to resuming the search if credible new evidence arises. Like, share, and subscribe for more cases. Thanks for watching another episode of Mysteries Unsolved.